and we're looking specifically at Mr. M. Fugard uses the stage directions to state that Mr. M's mood is one of quiet, vacant disbelief. So this is a note from the director, Fugard as director of the play. He wants Mr. M to have vacant, empty disbelief. He can't grasp what's happening. It's like he's numb with shock. So you need to look at the authorial description as a means of getting to the character. So he cannot believe that everything that he values, the disbelief is what he values, has been thrown aside. And he then describes what has brought him to the state, what is going on in the township. It was like being in a nightmare. I was trying to get to the school. I knew that if I didn't hurry, I was going to be late. So I had to get to the school. So it has an element of nightmare because the speaker is desperate, but he can't do anything. He was trying, but he couldn't get there. It's fairly logical that Mr. M's response to the situation would be to try to get to the school. This is what he's always believed will be the means to a brighter future for black children. And then he tells us, every road I took was blocked by policemen and soldiers with their guns ready, or comrades building barricades. So we as the audience have to imagine that. We start to see the streets, the barricades that are built across the roads, rocks, pieces of wood, burning tires. We have to start imagining what the township looked like. The policemen, the soldiers, the guns, and then the young people. And the children are clearly in danger. He says, then I gave up and just wandered around aimlessly, aimless without a goal, purposelessly, helplessly, watching my world go mad. And this is Mr. M's horror. For Mr. M, everything that he is seeing is violence and death. And he's always believed that this is not the way to the future that he wants for the children. And he can't understand. Go mad as in insane, it's crazy. He can't understand why the comrades have rejected education. Now we can see that the comrades believe that this is a kind of white strategy for controlling black people forever, and to stop black people from ever either finding their talents or using their talents, for ever having an ambition beyond some low-level job or joblessness. And the comrades feel that education must be meaningful, and that until education has been liberated, it's not meaningful for the black children going through it. And then Mr. M describes this police van. Somewhere else, a police van raced past me, crowded with children who should have also been at their desks in school, their hands waving desperately through the bars, their voices called out, "Teacher, teacher, help us! Tell our mothers, tell our fathers." You can see the children's panic. They've been picked up. They don't know where the police are taking them to. They want their parents told. At least somebody must know where they are. And Mr. M talks to himself and he says, it's too much now. He says he so longs for the world to wake up and be back to normal. But Mr. M and the audience both know that the world will never be normal again, because that normal is an unjust, repressive system where black people are denied any right to life, liberty, and the possibility of a better future. The children have rejected Mr. M's normal as an obscenity, as something disgusting. and are refusing to comply with that normal. They won't be part of that normal anymore. And Mr. M cannot wake up, because the reality is the police car which came around the corner, and children everywhere throwing stones and tear gas bombs falling all around. And I knew that I wasn't dreaming. And in his horror, Mr. M says, no, do something, Anela, do something. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. So we can see he's absolutely desperate. He's appalled and horrified. The children are being picked up by the police. They're going to be detained, or they're going to be taken at gunpoint somewhere, even if it's back to the school. He sees the possibility of death, destruction, the children that he cares so about being destroyed if they don't go back to school, not having a future, and then they could get killed with all of this, running about the streets, the police shooting. And so he says, he's got to make a decision. He's got to stop the madness. And it's the decision that he takes that is so critical in this play.